Hey guys, Dagger here. This is part one of part two. I'm gonna do two videos talking about U7. This first one is kind of just an overview, what I use, what some of the optimal characters are to use, and then I'll go over some replacements at the end. So without further ado, let's kind of hop right in. I'm lane one. This node I've had to two-shot in the past. This is the team I use. Ultron is the key to unlocking U7 and being super successful. And Scientist Supreme is like the training wheels for Ultima 7. One of the cool things about Minerva is that she is the key that unlocks Dark Dimension 2, which is how you get Ultron. And she also just happens to be kind of absurd in U7. You also want to try and have control and sustain. This is actually kind of similar to Dark Dimension in that way. It's important to have a team that can last a while through taunts, healing, regeneration, reviving. My yo-yo puts offense down, and to be able to control the battle as you go. So Ultron is the key. He is the most important piece in my opinion. You get him by completing Dark Dimension 2. One of the easiest ways to get into Dark Dimension 2 is to just get 5 Gear 13 characters and go. I mean, obviously there are, we'll call them optimal versions. So I'm not going to play well in this node, so I apologize for that in advance. Let's just clear out these minions and remove some turn meter. I recommend Star-Lord and Minerva +3. I don't think the other three are overly relevant. We're going to have more enemies drop in here, which is annoying, but fine. So this is just going to be really obnoxious here. So Dark Dimension 2, yeah. Basically, one of the most important parts of this is getting through Dark Dimension 2. Oh, that was a waste. That was stupid. Whatever. Hopefully it doesn't punish me. And Invisible Woman is also an excellent one. Thankfully, most of the characters that are good for U7 are also at least useful in Dark Dimension 2. But again, it's kind of the same kind of game. They're both sustain. Alright, he's going to blow up and kill all my minions here. Let's see if we can give him a little bit less to work with here. Alright, there's the taunt. There's the taunt there. So let's see if we can blow them up. All right, we did. Good. The reason why the three of these are so great is because they're all villain tech. So when Ultron actually kills someone, he extends the buffs on Minerva and on Scientist Supreme. That's one of the reasons they're so good together. Now one of the biggest things is managing your cooldowns, because you want to come off of every single node and every single defeat with as many of your cooldowns off as possible, especially Ultron. Ultron's just kind of a waste of space if he doesn't have his summons right away. There are a few components to building a team for U7. You want a reser, a healer, a couple controllers, and a bunch of characters that can help you just survive. You generally don't need a ton of DPS, so the team I have here has more DPS than normal, and it basically just looks better on paper kind of deal because I have Black Bolt and Ultron here. So we're gonna just start trying to time this out. I'm not gonna be able to one-shot the node, so it's mostly about just controlling the battle. Alright, get him dead. And now we're going to go after this idiot and see if we can't get him dead. We'll get greedy. All right, we get to remove some turn meter from him, which is great. Get that speed up. Oh, we didn't get the assist call. Damn it. All right, so that's the AoE, which we will probably use here in a minute. Well, no, we'll see. Come on. I believe in you. I believe in you. All right, let's nuke him. All right, so he's down. Let's see if we can't get the assist. We got the assist for the second buff. That's great. All right, we'll use the AoE here, even though it's kind of a waste. And then we'll just kind of basic out from here. Just want to keep as many people alive as possible. And see if we can't knock him down a little bit further before we time out. All right, that's fine. That's annoying that he got the bomb off before, but we survived. We'll get the... We don't even really have to heal up. Whatever, we'll spend cores just for this video. So when you're looking here and you're looking to heal, you always want to heal Ultron because you want him to revive, and he only revives if he spawns with full health. Yo-Yo's health isn't super relevant, so we're just going to heal Minerva as well. And that'll be good enough to go back in. So most of the starter teams consist of the whole, air quotes, Holy Trinity, which is Ultron, Scientist Supreme, and Minerva. You pair them up with combinations of controllers and support characters and people that also offer some amount of sustain. All right, Ultron, do your job. We're just going to do this once. We don't need the nuke. And we're going to go after you, little buddy. Little buddy. So, one of the original teams was Techwing, where you're just basically exploiting tech synergies with Vision. Again, Ultron has a bunch of tech synergies as well with tech villains. Yeah, there's just a bunch of different strategies I'll talk about in the next video. I'll show you where my teams are at here in a second as far as U7 goes. But one of the big things I kind of want to go over at the end of this is what to do if you don't have Ultron, outside of the very obvious get Ultron dummy. No offense. But Dark Dimension 2 should definitely be super high on everyone's radar. And if you have questions, I'd be more than happy to help you. U7 is one of those where I'll talk about this more in the next video too, just to kind of, now that we're wrapping up, I'll kind of give you a little bit more of a look at it. I'm going to go over 2 trios of teams that are going to be okay if you don't have Ultron. They're obviously not going to be as good, or they have the ability to be good, but you have to invest in more characters than just one. And you definitely want to try and lean into your Red Stars a little bit when it comes to U7. So if you have, for example, if you have a high Red Star Vision and a high Red Star Falcon, you probably want to start off by building Techwing. So, as you can see, I'm at the second boss, pretty much full health. And now we'll come over here to my roster. And the first team I want to talk about is the one that's not as good. The Asgardians. More specifically, Loki, Thor, Hela. Loki, Thor, and Hela do a pretty good impersonation of what Ultron does as one character. So they have summons, sustain, DPS, some debuffs, and some control. You pair these guys up with Minerva and Scientist Supreme, and these 3 can help you maybe not run a whole lane. You may have to 2-team a bunch of some nodes or sub in some people. But these 3 can replace an Ultron early. They're also just good characters in war, raids, blitz, etc. So they're definitely worth investing in. The second team is much better in Dark Dimension, but probably a little bit worse across the board, and it's the Symbiotes. Again, the symbiotes lack a cleanse and a reser. So we're back to you need Scientist Supreme and Minerva, and if you have good red stars and good gear on these three, they can help you early. They're still not going to replace having Ultron in your roster, but for U7, these two trios will be able to get you on your way to contributing early. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. But U7's not overly hard once you get the requisite pieces in place. So let me know, and as always, feel free to ask questions.